us. Hello and welcome to the Friday Dev Stream. I'm Duke and with me is Surus.
Hey, what's us, everybody? How's it going?
I'll call you Sus for the rest of the stream if that's what you're asking. If you want. Hey everyone, meet Sus, our newest employee. Well, if you don't know the story, Sus here has been playing ranked. Started in tin and has been working his way up through the ranked ladder. And of course, we've been trying to teach him things, giving him new knowledge. Of course, a lot of characters and weapons have been added. And the highest he's reached is gold 5. He's almost hit plat. And our goal for this season and maybe this year is for him to get plat. All right. Everyone say hi to Sus.
Hey, how's everybody? What's up, chat?
But before we get into it, of course, today is going to be our ranked stream. So Sus will be playing some ranked. I'll be answering some questions in chat. Before we get into all that, we have some stuff we got to talk about. Of course, World of Brawlhalla, just reminding everyone. Summer Championship registrations are open over at smash.gg/Brawlhalla. You can sign up. Again, there's no ELO requirement. There's no financial requirement, anything like that. Just make sure you're signing up in your region. That's the only requirement that we really have. But sign up over at smash.gg/Brawlhalla for the Summer Championship. Also, in the world of esports, the Parsec Invitational is coming up. It's not this upcoming weekend, but the weekend after, June 5th, June 6th. Mark your calendars. The Parsec Invitational. The top 16 PR players from Europe are going to be fighting against each other. Top 16 North Americans are going to be fighting against each other in 1v1s. It's going to be super cool. Last couple things, of course, Esports Colors V2, first opportunity you'll have to get them will be during the Pro Series. And then, of course, the Heat Wave is right around the corner. Get ready, start earning that gold so that you can get those Heat Wave colors if you're excited about the upcoming Heat Wave event. All right, did I get everything, Surus?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I said Surus, dang it, Sus. I gotta remember. All right, do you have a lobby?
I do.
Okay. Is there anything you're gonna focus on today, or are you just gonna be playing? And...
I'm ready to play. I haven't played ranked in a while. I've been playing a lot of strikeout, practicing. Had a couple days where there was a little bit of tilt, but it happens. But I'm ready. I'm excited. Okay. I haven't played ranked, and I wanna jump in.
Okay, cool. Oh wait, I need to make sure I had the room number. Well, it doesn't super matter. It's just there's gonna be a bunch of people who are gonna flood that lobby. So yeah, Sus will be playing some ranked. I'll try to give him some advice after his matches. But if y'all have questions, go ahead and drop them in chat about like how to play better, things like that. But before I get that, let me mute to Sus. Okay, I'm muted. I need to find an easier way to press the mute button. Anyways, someone was asking about the Esports Colors V1. Those will not be immediately going away with the Pro Series. It'll be like a kind of a mesh between the two. So you'll be able to earn some Esports Colors V1 during the Pro Series as well as a couple of Esports Colors V2. So it's not going to be an immediate go away. And as far as I'm aware, there's no universal Esports Colors. This is going to be roles of just that second color tier. But yeah, ask me questions about how to get better. If you're having bad matchups, things like that. That's what this stream is about. That's actually really good. I think he did a neutral light chase dodge and then a ground pound. That's actually really good. Hattori went for a weird option there, but Surus had a good thing. Best weapon against Scythe. I'm a fan of the close-up weapons in the matchup against Scythe. So things like gauntlets and katars are really good because you can go for fast wake-up options. So like one of the things that a lot of Scythe players like to do is like, they're looking for strings. So they'll do like a neutral light. He's gonna look over greedy with those ground pounds. Spear player logic. It's working. So a lot of times they'll do like a Scythe neutral light, right? And then they'll try to figure out how you're gonna dodge out of it. If you just do a wake up like Katar Nair out of that, it'll usually throw them off because they're usually sitting there watching after they do the neutral light. So I like things with like fast wake up options in the matchup. Also, like same kind of logic with gauntlets, right? You do like a wake up gauntlet gravity cancel downlight, can be really, really good. So that's what I personally like in that matchup against the Scythe. I'm pretty sure Lance works really well in the matchup as well. because Scythe doesn't have as much horizontal priority, so you can use like Lance side air, or I think Hammer side air also works really well in this situation. But man, that was destruction.
Oh, thank you.
I will say you did start going into Spear Brain with a little too many Spear ground pounds, but they worked, so I can't like be too mad. But just like be aware of that at some points you fall into that trap.
Okay, yeah. Whew. I like Spear. I like Spear.
Yeah.
All right. Oof. Should I? Okay, I'm gonna take legend request as long as it's not Scythe. Anything but Scythe.
Okay. So
right,
not
next
just gonna let
legend
the game pick. Chat, give him some legends.
Joe is not a legend yet.
All right, I see a couple. I see a Petra, I saw Core,
The first one I saw was Mordex. All right, Barraza was the one I saw after
That's what you
that.
saw? Okay.
Ooh, someone in chat said Wushang. So I'm gonna do Wushang next.
How is he featured but still in gold? Well, like we've been saying, he's kind of the everyman, right? Surus started in tin and has been working his way up. So he's basically like a lot of people. Gold is above average in our Brawlhalla community. So
Top 50%, baby.
yeah, he's I mean, you're like top 30 if I remember correctly. I'll mute for you to play. But anyways, Surus is like top 30%. If you took a poll of chat, it might lean a little bit higher, but it's still worth pointing out, like, gold is above average. Gold is good. And for the most part, our goal with showing off Surus isn't to be like, hey, look at the best players in the world. If you want that, esports works really well. But this is to more be like, hey, here's what anyone who's watching, you could pick up something from watching Surus and probably learn like, oh, you know what? I might be a diamond player, but you know what? That chase dodge into ground pound, that was pretty cool. Maybe I'll put that in my playstyle, things like that. But yeah, definitely just kind of understand like there's a lot of people in our community who are golden under. Which weapon is good at stuffing aerial approaches? I guess it depends on how you're trying to stuff it, right? So if you're trying to go air to air, Lance can be really good. Hammer can be really good in those air to airs, right? Because Lance has a lot of horizontal priority. If you're trying to go for like grounded to air trying to stuffing, then axe downlight can be really good. Bow neutral light can be really good. Even spear downlight can be really good if people are trying to air approach. So it just kind of depends on what you're trying to do against those. If you play it right, Sword has some really good options. Dash, jump, nair can be really good against people who like to air approach. So it's really just about knowing what your options are with those weapons. I think every weapon has at least something they can do against an aerial approach in some way or another.
Nice.
Tips on Sword. First and foremost, practice your combos, right? You got to make sure you know your downlight stuff. Downlight side air, downlight down air, downlight recovery. Those are your three cores of your sword play. After that, probably fall out of the trap of doing too many sidelights. A lot of sword players fall into that. And then the second part is start getting in the habit of doing a lot of dash jump movements. Dash jump dare, dash jump nair are really, really good tools for sword players. Those would be like the first couple things practice if you're having trouble. After that, maybe you've gotten all that down. And you're like, that's not what I'm looking for. Try getting in the habit of learning how to do gravity cancel downlights.
No.
Oh, he's gonna get hit by a second one, isn't he? Yeah.
Okay. Winnable.
A lot of sword players do gravity cancel downlights as a play style, or they bring that into their play style as like a wake up option or like stuff approach option. It's really, really good. So if you're having trouble, maybe try practicing that. Tips on how to approach. If you're having trouble approaching, there's a
Let's go. Clean.
It's a general thing. So it's hard to say because I don't know what weapons you're playing. But if you're having trouble approaching, some things that'll help you is changing up how you approach. So of course, in the most general terms, you can either approach grounded with like a dash attack. You can approach aerially with dash jump attack or just jumping in and maybe like a dodge in, things like that. Or you can try dash in, dash back, right? I think a lot of people kind of forget that is technically a way to approach, is trying to bait out a move on them. So you do like a dash in, dash back, try to bait out something, and then you punish them for doing that. Dash, jump, weapon toss, also a really strong option. Or kind of knowing your character's toolkits, right? Dash, downlight on bow, really, really strong. Probably not something you're going to do that much on something like katars, but it's just, you know,
No!
Knowing your tools. Got a little agree with that.
Oh, rip. I threw that one.
You did good. Not panicking too hard after your second stock loss, because you brought it back to even on the last stock. The only thing I'll say is that you were doing a lot of like, you got hit and immediately were pressing a button. So that's why your like recovery got stuffed at the very end there. It's because you were immediately pressing recovery. I think you're like immediately dodging after getting hit, things like that. Like when you're in that situation, just like take a breather and be like, okay, what are they going to do after this? And kind of think about that.
Okay, so kind of try and reset.
Yeah. It's okay to like dodge away after getting hit and just like put some space between you and your opponent.
All right, I'm locking in the Wushang. Someone requested
Chat
Wushang, so yeah.
Oh, I muted early. My bad. Oh, you're a pro. All right, good luck.
Thanks.
Go
random, please. Okay, next one I'll do random. I dodge of Scythe though.
How to play with blasters. A lot of blasters at its core comes down to spacing. You should practice your blasters combos right. D-light side air, D-light dash jump dare, D-light dash jump recovery. Those are 3 very valuable tools for blasters. And if you can just get those fundamentals down, you probably do pretty well. But other than that, you just need to know how to space well. That's one of the biggest things that goes for blasters, is being able to space properly, and then after that, like finding out how to follow up with your blasters. So like if you hit like a neutral light, maybe the best option is to chase, dodge, pivot, and air, something like that. But it's
nice, good comeback.
I was trying to see if you got caught there. But the fundamentally is learn your combos, learn your spacing. How to be really good at Scythe. I think the best... Okay, well, here, how do I explain? The best ranked Scythe players know meta routes.
Okay.
So they know
switching it up.
Best route at their elo. So that is the best ranked Scythe play. And that's great for 1v1s, because you can get a stock really quick if you have a really good Gimp route. But the best Scythe players are the ones who know a bunch of different routes for a bunch of different situations and a bunch of different dodge reads, and are really, really good at adapting and reading their opponents. That's how you get the best at Scythe, is like getting those dodge reads. But again, the thing that'll get you really far in ranked is just knowing what the meta routes are, like what are the really common dodge habits of people.
No!
Against Scythe, that was a little greedy.
Touch! There we go.
He's doing the same thing of just like
nice
immediately
coverage.
Pressing buttons. Okay, we still got the stock. A little bit of panic there. That's fine. How do you counter lance with either gauntlets or spear? Spear, you should be looking for your nairs or your downlights. Those are gonna be your 2 best tools.
Nice.
Or space neutral light. With gauntlets, you're most of the time trying to stack up for like a nair or a downlight and just keep the pressure on them. Usually lance players want to get away. They want to go for something horizontal. So if you're stacked up on them, they can struggle a little bit more. That's usually what you're looking for. What's the tip for gauntlets? Know your dodge reads out of sidelight. That's the tip I always give for gauntlet players, right? Is dodge reads out of sidelight. But more recently, it seems like a lot of gauntlet players are getting really, really good at using that downlight, gauntlet downlight into thing. Gauntlet downlight into jump, chase, dodge, nair, or gauntlet downlight, jump, chase, dodge, recovery. Gravity cancel downlight into chase, dodge, recovery. It's really just like I'm seeing a lot of gauntlet players bring in the downlight. So maybe practice your downlight spacing in situations to use it.
GG.
Into
the
ground pound.
Sorry, mate.
All right. So I'm gonna give honestly, it was just the same things that you had in the previous 2 games. Yeah. So you did a lot of ground pounds at the end there, and you were doing a lot of panic in the second stock when you missed your like spear down sig, and then you fell off stage and you were like running into his bow stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a question. What is my option with spear stacked?
You don't have one. Jump dare.
You don't have an option. Jump dare. Okay, interesting.
It's either space, so you do like a dash sideline, like just try to get off the stack, or you do like a jump dare. But for the most part, you're trying to just get off that stack.
Okay. I saw Nash, so I'm gonna run Nash next.
Didn't someone ask for a random?
Oh right. Oh, I didn't do it in time.
It's fine. We'll see if you remember next time. All right, good luck. Oh, this one should be solid. Your Sigs will hit hard as long as you don't get caught up in her bow.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
All right. Someone had other questions and I lost them, so feel free to ask those questions again. How do you defeat Scythe with axe or blasters? Wait, sorry, what? How do you defeat axe with Scythe or blasters? Sorry. Honestly, Scythe and blasters are actually both pretty decent in the matchup against axe. Axe's only real tool against Scythe is like Neutralite. For the most part, Scythe is just really, really good at out prioritizing a lot of Axe's options. And so,
Sorry
as long
about
as
the ground pounds, coach.
you're doing a good job of like throwing out the max range downlight, right? And then the axe player will try to punish usually, and then you do a Neutralite. You'll usually get away with it for the most part, unless the axe player starts reading into that and starts adapting. But just start with like long range poke into cover yourself with a Neutralite. Works really well. Kind of same logic with blasters, right? You do a long range poke with the side light, and then you cover yourself with a Neutralite or a downlight.
Nice.
Works really, really well. Honestly, for blasters against axe, just outspace. You can outrange a lot of axe stuff with some good side lights and side airs, and you should do pretty fine.
All right, if I get a 3-stock, I drop a meta dev in chat.
How to do the mini jumps to follow a combo. I think you're talking about like a fastball jump. So there's like dash jump fastball is probably what you're thinking about, which is something that you should practice. So the short is, if you understand fastballs, if you don't understand fastballs, the way that you do a fastball is when you're at the peak of your jump, you can hold down and your character will fall down faster.
Nice.
You can go into training mode and practice
this is a free stock for
just
me.
doing a straight jump versus falling. But on top of that, if you dash jump, you can actually fastball a little bit sooner. So you do a dash jump, and then after that, you hold down, and you'll kind of get a shorter jump. And so you do that into whatever you're trying to do. So like, say you hit like a spear Neutralite, you can do a dash jump, kind of fastball into it for a quick short sair, for like a low sair, things like that.
GG.
That's, I think, what you're trying to ask about. But yeah, just go into training mode and practice that movement.
Player 2 wins.
Good job.
Thank you.
I don't think there was really much to say besides the speed
Really?
ground pound thing.
It's like the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
It was just a really straightforward match. You did well.
Thanks.
All right. Are you gonna random or are you gonna pick a character out of chat?
Random.
Nice.
Lin Fei. Okay. I've also been I've been practicing canon a bit.
Okay. After
I
that
think
last stream.
I still have I think I still have a lot to practice. I'm still very slow on it. And I think you know, I'm just slow in general, and so like for me,
Yeah, you're thinking a lot more.
yeah, I have to practice to.
That's fair. All right. Good luck. Okay.
Oh, the disconnect.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Damn, I didn't want it to be like that, homie. Come on.
The 0 to death into disconnect. All right. Bird, you know I only bully sus. All right. I only say mean things to sus. That's the goal. Yeah. Any other questions that people have about gameplay specifically? If you have questions about like
Nice.
state of Brawlhalla or world
Oh, they're
of
not
Brawlhalla,
disconnected.
I can't
That's not a
really
bot.
answer things like that. Yeah, gravity cancel downlight's definitely not a bot. Any tips for katars against blasters? Yeah, you want to get stacked up. Generally approach with dares, because most blasters don't have the best grounded to air options. Like for instance, like say you're playing against an Ada or a Thatch. They don't really have NSIGs that cover that 45, which is exactly what you want to be approaching at with your Katar Dare. So you want to be trying to do that, and then after that you want to just try to maintain that pressure, because every Blasters player ever is going to want to get you off of them. They want to do a jump dare, they want to do a down light. So as long as you're keeping that pressure going, excuse me.
All right, 3 stock meta dev, calling it.
Tips on gauntlets versus
Oh,
Huh, that's
do it
an
for chat.
interesting matchup. I don't think I've seen enough of that matchup to have really good tips.
Sorry, chat. Sorry.
I'll give you the tips that I use in that matchup, but I'll admit that's a matchup I don't see enough to have like really strong advice. If I were to play gauntlets into cannon, I think the things I would want to do is kind of play it like it's Lance, which is to say stack up a lot, go for a lot of nairs and dares, and usually I feel like in that situation it means the cannon player is going to be forced to look for a
I'm just trying to play some cannon, man.
Surus is about to throw this. Usually that means the cannon player is going to start looking for neutralites, and so as long as you're trying to stay like right behind them and then go for your punishes, then you should be good. Also, just watch out for like, I think cannon players, if they know the matchup, will go for a cannon dare on wake up at a side light, if they know the matchup. So just kind of be ready for that. Good job. You kind of started throwing on your second stock.
Yeah.
You know.
I think I just kind of slipped into a little too casual, and then I was like, whoa.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is I was gonna win this, but maybe not.
All right. Ooh, all right. I need to take a little breather.
Okay. Yeah, you've been going.
Talk with chat a little bit. What's up, chat? Who's next? How to play Koji?
I'll let
Good
you
question.
answer
Maybe
these.
I'll play Koji next.
I want to know what you think how to play Koji means.
Okay, so what I learned from watching Remix was know your sword starter combos. So that's down light, side air, or down light, down air, or down light, recovery. Those have been really good for me. Honestly, I haven't done anything much more than that. So what I'll do is I'll engage, and then I'll just kind of step back, see what they do. Bow, down light, down light, down light, and if they come in, then down light, neutral. that's how I play bow, I think.
Yeah, a lot of down light spacing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It wasn't. I think that's some very sound advice. Probably the only other thing, like maybe more character specific. Koji, you can do side light into side sig, and that catches a lot of people. And if that doesn't catch them, do side light into down sig. And if that doesn't catch people, then you probably can go for like a side light chase dodge something. So there's some like very Koji specific things. This is specifically for the bow. And then for the sword, sidelight into side sig is also actually pretty solid, or sidelight into end sig can be really good against people who don't have their dodge. Those would be the things I could try.
I think I get caught by that a lot, and I think you see those a lot in silver and gold as well. I mean, I still get caught by it and everything, so pretty solid. I'm gonna try that out actually, but we'll see.
Go for it.
I feel like I've been using a lot less sigs. Like I'm focusing more on not using signatures anymore.
Yeah, I noticed that because I actually expected you to do it a lot in the Nash match, is to do a lot of side sigs.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've really reined it back.
Dude, I've just been watching a lot of like Brawlhalla streamers. You know, and so I think I learn a lot. Like I've been watching Fry, and my Scythe has just gotten better just from watching him. And you know, like obviously when you're looking at top tier streamers, like they're not using sigs. You know, so. All right, I gotta pay attention. Sorry. I'm getting wrecked.
So this is actually okay. I know he looks like an idiot because he ate 5 nairs in a row, but that is
I can't play
literally
against gauntlets,
what you want in a training partner. Actually, is someone who will just do the same move against you. It's one of the most tilting things in the world, right? But the reason why it's so tilting is because it fully exposes the mistake you're making, which is that Surus was just jumping back at his opponent every single time. So you actually want that. You should want a training partner who will hit you with a nair every single time. A training partner who will hit you with a sidelight into nair every single time and show you, hey, you're an idiot.
No,
React out
give me
of
my-
this. And if it's a thing that you can't get out of, then they should, if they're a good training partner, tell you that and then tell you,
Silly.
give you situations where you can figure out a solution afterwards.
Bruh.
Anyway, still winnable. Oh, there's a long one, but it seems like a good one. You can do combos, chase dodge, etc. when you're in training, but have a hard time applying it all in game when playing ranked. Any tips help breaking through that wall? You're at Surus's level. So I guess we should add some clarification, and obviously I'm probably not gonna be able to read your reply if I ask these
All right, I
general
need to
questions.
reset.
But this is a question that everyone should ask themselves. If you can hit those combos,
I think I'm going in too much, and he's also being super aggressive on the distancing. So
Surus is
I
definitely
need to
just
create my own reset.
if you can hit those combos
Time for bow.
in training mode, I'm assuming you're saying you can hit it against a bot, which is like, we'll talk about sword for a hot sec because it's just a good all-around weapon that you can get the idea of. So you're saying I can hit a downlight down air on sword against a bot that's not moving. First question, do you have that bot set to neutral dodge, or do you have it set to
All
not
right,
dodge
those
at all?
only.
Are you making sure that you're doing your combos true? Because it's a difference to be able to say you can hit it versus to say you can hit it true. And then if you can hit it true consistently, then you should practice getting into the situations where you can do it. So how I would do that if I was having trouble is going into
Why did you do that signature?
strikeout, going into experimental, playing against a bot on hard mode,
Bows only.
and then just literally only going for sword downlight and saying, okay,
Wow, losing
I'm
with
dashing
sword.
around a lot.
Rip.
I'm not
Well
spacing
played, well
properly.
played.
for
I
the
shouldn't have
sword
thrown that
downlight.
bow.
Things like that. It's if you get all the muscle memory down of hitting it true against a bot, set to neutral dodge or random dodge, then you should start working on getting into the
Coach, you're
situation
still muted.
where you can do it. Yeah, I was answering a question.
Okay.
The only thing that you did super duper wrong was only go forward. Which is like one of the worst things you can do against a Mordex, which is why I think that's one of your worst matchups. Like, I think if I had to ask you right now, like, what is one of the worst characters that you play against?
Mordex.
Is
Yeah, for sure.
And it's because you only dodge in, you only hold at the opponent, and like your first stock, all you did was jump forward and got hit by a nair like 4 times.
Yeah.
And so that's like, it should be a wake up call. Like, especially when you hit by the same thing that many times, it should be a wake up call. Like, whoa, I need to woe back a little bit.
Okay, and I guess it makes sense because once I switched to bow, I was kind of a little further back, and
Yeah, you started playing for what in your head is how you play bow, which is to do a bunch of bow downlights.
right.
And so you started spacing more and trying to go for range, which is
Okay.
a good thing, but you just need to not hold forward.
3,
All right,
2,
good luck.
1, brawl.
Best way to train. Best way to train is to honestly find a training partner. That's like the #1 way to train, in my opinion. But if that's not really an option, then your best way to train is to, if you have a specific goal in mind, which you should when you're training.
So easy to just use tarot sigs.
It's such a salty statement. If you have, he's hit 1, hasn't he? He's thrown out like 5. What is he talking about? If you have a specific thing you want to train, right? So say, again, to that sword analogy, if you want to train your sword downlights, then your best situation is to go into something where you're not going to be sweating about your elo or whatnot, because that's going to get into your head as well. Go into experimental, go into strikeout, go into friendly 2s if you want to, and just focus on hitting your sword downlights. And then if you do it and you're like, okay, here's the situations, or maybe you play your whole match, you're going for all these sword downlights, and you at the end of it, you're like, wow, I don't feel any different about a sword downlight. Go and watch the replay and start watching it and just be very critical of what are the situations where, you know what, I had dashed back, he dashed in, we were spaced properly, and instead I went for a jump nair. I panicked and went for a jump nair or something like that. You know, you'll watch it back and then go, oh, you know what? I probably could have done a downlight there or gravity cancel downlight there. Things like that. Those are how I would train if I didn't have a training partner. But a training partner is going to be your number one tool.
Metadev on a 3-stock.
Someone who is roughly your elo, maybe a little better, but roughly your elo, who will punish you for making the same mistakes over and over again. Because that's how you beat those mistakes out of your head. Because a lot of times once you get into silver gold, maybe you've played a lot, but you're like hard stuck silver gold. It's because you've gotten some bad habits under your belt as well. And you want to find a training partner who will help you break those habits, which is not a fun feeling, but it's something that having a good training partner will help a lot. So find a friend who enjoys the game, play with them, and then y'all can beat each other. Tips for spacing on blasters and in general, that's basically just a movement question. And so just practice your movement, practice your dashes, and practice canceling dashes into attacks, and getting really, really good
Through
at that.
that second stock.
So practice like dash turnaround neutral light is one of those things that I think a lot of people struggle with, more than like dash turnaround side light or dash turnaround down light. Dash turnaround neutral light, I think people struggle a little bit more with. So practice that. Go into training mode, go into shipwreck, and just like practice dashing, practice hitting the bot, and do chase dodge, turnaround, side light, you know, things like that. Just practice. Practice movement.
Still in it. Super winnable.
He's beginning to believe in the salt.
What is he doing with that lance? That's what he's doing.
Tips on calming down the ego and rage wise. You should just learn to be humble as a person. I'll give better advice if I can remember after this match, because this one looks like it's winding down.
GG.
That was actually a pretty solid finish. I am reading chat. Why are you so salty about you were salty about Taros Sigs when you hit only one and whiffed like 5. And I was like, what are you
Wait, what was I salty about? I must
You were like, Taros Sigs are so easy to do. And I'm like,
no, I meant what I meant was like when I play Taros, I just in my mind I'm like just hit a sig, because of how like how quick and how powerful they are. You know what I mean? In terms of like a habit. I know I whiffed them all, but,
yeah. It's like, I can tell that when you play Taros, your brain goes into sig mode. But also,
that's what I meant. Like they're just so juicy, you know.
Okay. Also, you didn't. That was not a guaranteed win. My only thing is like, if you're gonna throw out a bunch of sigs, you should win. But yeah, you're actually getting really good. That last stock was pretty nice. You did like a side sig and then jumped really high for a gravity cancel neutral sig. That was pretty solid. It felt like you knew the character, because I don't think that's something you would do with a character you didn't know.
Yeah, I've also seen a lot of Taros, and like, I think I just if I see something, then I'll just try it out, you know.
Yeah.
What stance do you play for Taros?
I think I'm running the minus Dex one, which I think is speed.
Speed, okay.
Dex is also a solid one if you like Taros Hammer.
Interesting. Okay, I might try speed.
Okay,
let's try it out.
Both are good. Are you still playing Taros?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
This is the first time I've ever used a stance, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we should rectify that whenever you get the
chance. I don't stance my characters.
Yeah, that's fine. There's some characters that just like actually genuinely benefit from a stance more than others, which I would want to fix if you're randoming. All right. Good luck.
Thanks. What does Dex stance even do? Good question. Coach's gonna answer that.
Dex stance, it lowers recovery frames. It's not a 1-to-1, but the easiest way to understand it is if you understand how moves work, there's startup, active, and then recovery frames. So there's the startup, which is the time before your move hits, right? So Hammer had a startup nerf on its neutral light, so now instead of 5 frames of startup, it's now 6 frames of startup. Sorry if I'm a little overly technical on this part. If you want to get more details, I can go into it later. Anyways, active frames, it's when your thing is actually hitting. That's the part where you're like, oof, ow, it's kicking me. And then there's the recovery frames. So it's like the kicks happened, but it's not you can't do anything after the kick, right? So it's that time frame after the move is done. And so dexterity, higher dexterity means slightly less recovery frames. So
Be
your
honest,
moves are
I didn't deserve
safer,
that stock,
but it's not 1-to-1. So sometimes like 5 dex and 6 dex on certain weapons doesn't really amount to much. Versus like if you go from 2 dex versus 8 dex, it can amount to a lot. The reason why I say Taros dex on hammer is nice is because 4 dex takes off a little bit. It takes off 1 recovery frame on a couple of moves.
Nice.
As compared to 3.
Just touched back.
Going down to 2 doesn't hurt that much. It's not like it's adding a lot, I think, in recovery frames. But that's basically what dex is. Hopefully that makes sense. I might have gotten a little too in the weeds on that one. Anyway, so someone had a question about ego and things like that. I'm gonna be real. The only person in the entire community who I think has a right to have an ego is Sandstorm. And he has less of an ego than I think some of you plat players. I'm gonna be real. If you're plat, if you're gold, even if you're diamond, some of y'all have way too big of an ego. So y'all need to humble yourselves and realize everybody loses. And even if you think I'm better than this person, if you still lost, you still lost. You hold that L. You lost. And that should be your recognition that, you know what, I got too much of an ego. There's still something I need to learn as a player, something I need to do to get better. So if you have an ego, then you need to understand and humble yourself to recognize that, you know what, I'm not the best. I'm not God's gift to Brawlhalla, and there's still something that I need to work on as a player. Rage generally comes from that same kind of place of ego, in my opinion, but also there's a level of like frustration.
Come on, take advantage of that.
I get salty when I think I could have done better, right? So there's like that frustration of like, you know what, I missed way too many downlight side airs. I should have known that downlight was going to hit and been able to hit that side air. Things like that. And that's just going to come from like understanding that it's okay to lose. And being okay and satisfied with the fact that, you know what, I did my best in that situation. Yeah, there's something I could learn, but learning is good. Learning is progress, and I want to go back, rewatch that replay, and be like, okay, you know what, I'm mad that I messed that up, but also like now I know next time in that situation, if they're falling and I hit that down light, instead of going for the side light, even if they're yellow, I should go for a side air because the down light hit a little bit higher, things like that.
There we go. Whew.
That's my 2 cents about it.
I shouldn't play Taros. It's giving me some bad habits right now.
Yeah, you're definitely like you're winning, but I think you had much cleaner wins when you were playing the other characters.
Yeah. Play Bryn? Sure, I will. Broccoli.
Also, you don't go for Axe
1546. Yeah, I used to. You know, it's weird. I used to, but now I don't. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, it was like on that last stock, I saw you. I think you ended up finishing with a Sig, but I was like, why didn't you just go for a side air in like 3 different situations?
Okay, noted.
Yeah.
All right, Bryn it is.
You're on keyboard,
right? Controller. Yeah, I'm on keyboard. Okay. I used to play controller. I haven't played controller in a while, but I do like playing with controller as well.
Oh yeah, someone in chat says they didn't see any Axe downlights as well. So yeah, keep that in mind.
Good point. Okay.
I'm only bringing it up because you're about to play Bryn. That you should just remember the Axe kit. There's more that you can do than. It sounds like you're getting into a game. Good luck.
Thanks. Surus, can you play Reno? Sure, I'll play Reno next.
2v2 tips. If you're anywhere, if you're gold and below, any tip that I would give you would be just practice your 1v1 ability. Practice your ability to do your combos. If you can't do any of that, you're probably not going to get past gold in 2v2s. If you do, then it's because you have really, really good synergy with your teammate, which is what I would say should be your focus for anything above gold. Right now. He's getting hit by
I'm going to keep getting punished for it.
I do respect what Sus is saying about he's doing a good job recognizing what he's doing wrong. Anyways, at gold and above gold,
bad sig.
You're probably decent at 1v1ing, but you should practice following up your teammates. That's where twos can be the most fun, and that's where you should practice twos the most, is being aware of what your teammate is doing and how you can follow up.
Billy,
off of that.
no more SIGs, we said.
You can definitely get to diamond in twos just by being really good at 1v1s, but you're going to do a lot better as a twos team if you start getting into that habit of, you know what, maybe constantly throwing out hitboxes at my opponent while it works really well in 1v1s. Maybe that's not the best option. Maybe it's better
Didn't get my
to
dodge
just
back in time.
keep an eye on the opponent, see where they're going, and then when I see my teammate hit someone near me, turn around, neutral it real quick. Also, something that's just really good in twos as a whole is getting used to chain dodging. So you hit a move and just chain dodge out of there. Hit like a neutral light and just chain dodge the away. You know, something like that. Hair got in my mouth. That can be really, really useful. So those would be a couple of tips, because I think someone asked for some two stuff. How do you use Yumiko ball sig? Are you talking about the wisps? If you're talking about the wisps, two things that are really, really good about wisps. One, wisps, they control a lot of space. I think almost universally, when people use the wisps, the other person stops. You know what I mean? It's like a big old stop sign a lot of times. It also makes it so that they have to go a different route if they don't want to stop, right? So say you're using Yumiko bow and you throw out the down sig, right? Now that whole grounded area is off limits, and the opponent is gonna go for an air approach if they're the type to want to keep going, right? So now you know, okay, they're gonna air approach. Now I can do something with that information. I can go for a side air. I can go for a neutral light. I can go for a neutral sig, jump, gravity cancel, side sig. I can go for something that shuts down that airspace. Otherwise, they have to go sit over there and hold that L and wait for my wisp to go away. Right?
The floaty.
And then the other side of that is what was I gonna say? Oh gosh, I got distracted by him. Floaty.
What a throw! Yeah. What a throw!
It's still winnable. He does
Don't
panic
engage.
jump, and he's getting caught by it, but it's still winnable. Oh, that's unfortunate. Should have gone for a recovery. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Full weapon starve
I like
mode.
that.
Let's
That was
go.
good. What was I gonna say? Yeah, that's probably my advice about how to use the wisps. Other than that, the wisps, you can follow up off of them. So like hammer D-sig, it doesn't hit as much because, you know, people can go underneath it. But with that hammer D-sig, two things. One, people will do like a side sig out from behind it, right? That's really good. Because like, right,
No sigs.
people stop sign at the D-sig. So you go and throw out a long range side sig. And
Neutral sig.
now they're like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have stop signed. The other side of that is if your wisps hit, you should be ready to follow up off of it. You have a little bit of reaction time to go for a recovery on either weapon, a nair on the hammer, things like that. Yo, you won.
I did.
I believed in you.
Thank you.
It was nerve wracking at a little bit, but I believed in you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this match was a great example of someone who uses a lot of signatures fairly well, I think. But it's like, you know, what I felt like I did, and I'd like your opinion too, is I kind of just took a step back and waited for them to hit the sig, and then kind of went in from there.
Yeah.
I think it also helps knowing the other character's signatures a little bit, because I started knowing where he was going to hit.
Yeah. I'll say, so I was listening to you, obviously, and I heard you start saying like, oh, I'm jumping too much, which was really good recognition of like, yeah, you did jump a lot and you started getting caught by those end sigs. And then when you started slowing it down, that was really good. I think you rely a little too heavily on spot dodging those side sigs. Like you had all the time in the world and you're like, oh, my dodge is down and I got caught. So just like jump dare, you know?
Okay, jump dare. Okay, right. On axe, that's I can do that.
And then the other thing is, you should practice after this dash spot dodge, because that's really, really good against a Zol that likes to do those end sigs. Because like they'll do the end sig on I think it's the cannon one where it goes up and then it comes back down and lands on the ground. If you do a dash spot dodge, you go right through it and then you hit them with a neutral light and they look like an idiot.
Okay.
So just practice that.
All right. If I win this one, this next one, How do you feel about doing some community games afterwards?
Okay, are you hitting your limit, or are you just?
I feel like I'm like I need to come down a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
lot,
we can take breaks. It's up to you. If you want to go to community games now, we can.
I want to play Reno because I promised Reno.
Okay. Chat, we still have at least 15 minutes in the stream. If we go to community games, it'll just be community games. It'll just be y'all get to play against Surus, but don't worry, you'll still get the entirety of the stream. We're not going to end stream short just because he's hitting his limit on playtime, which it's good that he's able to set a limit. We all need to be able to set limits on how much we play. All right. Tips for Diana. Downsig Pog.
Mind games.
How did that work? Both of her down sigs can be really, really good. Other than that, of course, always know your fundamentals with your weapons. That's going to be always step one of any character learning. Other than that, character-specific things, right? Down sig, really, really good. Her bow sigs are great for following up off of sidelight. A lot of people get caught by just mixing up what you do off of a bow sidelight into a different sig. End sig, side sig. Both
Wow, my
really,
orbis
really good.
is not connecting.
He's overreaching. That's all. But those would be like the first couple things. Other than that, blaster side of things, you gotta learn the spacing on the side sig. It can be tricky, but it can be really good because it reaches really far. If your opponent likes to dash away, that's the situation where you're looking for that side sig, right? And then neutral sig is off of a pop-up move, right? So
this might be the one for the meta dev.
Into dash end sig, things like that.
No throwing, Surus.
Sidelight into dash jump reverse gravity cancel D-sig is poggers.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gauntlets. Space
there's
yourself.
a lot of nutty things you can do with the sig kit off of sidelight. I'm saying bow sidelight specifically.
Nice.
He needs more orb practice. His orbs are rough.
No, please. I really want to give out this meta dev, homie. Oh, that was a throw. Cape taunt back. I should have cape taunted back. Yeah.
Metadev for chat. All right, how are you
Metadev
gonna
for
do this?
Okay, what is the best way to give out this meta dev? I love 2 missing characters.
Okay. So someone has to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm done with that.
There was a prediction.
Nice.
Hey, believers, thank you.
Wow, you had a lot of believers, chat.
Really?
I'm surprised. 92% of the people who participated believed that Surus was gonna win that. I don't know when they started the prediction, so maybe they started it early, but impressive.
All right. Who's the current meta dev?
Who is the current? Is it Asuri? Fate? Is it Fate?
Fate. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna remove the first number and the last letter.
Okay. So the first blank is a number and the last blank is a letter. Keep that in mind when you're putting this in. If you're watching somewhere else, it's gonna be in Twitch chat. All right. That's where he's gonna drop the code, and good luck to whoever figures it out. But yeah, we'll give him a little bit. Someone was asking what a metadev is. So back when people were able to go to things, when we go to events, basically if you meet a dev or you have met a dev, then you get a code called a metadev, which is a special skin for that year. So for instance, this year is Fate. And so the only place you could have really gotten it this year is either at BCX, because we were giving them out during the BCX stream, or various dev streams. Sometimes we give them away in some manner like this. But basically, if you meet a dev, then you get the opportunity to have gotten this code. It's a special, very special code, hard to get. And Surus put it in chat right now. So if you're in Twitch chat,
hey, Crab Patty got the metadev. Hey, congrats,
Wow.
Crab Patty.
you believe that?
Just about to say.
Are you sure?
I hope so. I hope so. Well,
Is it not the person who says they got the golden ticket? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Crab Patty, if you got the metadev, drop the whole thing, like the with the letters and stuff.
All right. Did you want to do community games?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Some people are already in this lobby.
Okay. Well, whoever's in the lobby, why don't you run friendly twos with me?
Okay. Oh, so you're gonna do it that way? You're gonna do a queue game?
Yeah,
that's fine. I just didn't know. All right, chat. We're gonna open up this lobby, play a couple community games, and then we'll call it because it's 1:50. Chat room is 828989 if you want to join us for some community games.
I don't think I've ever done twos with the community.
Ranked or otherwise?
Either.
Okay.
Well, congrats, Mr. Krabby Patty. If you didn't get it, well then, I'm just gonna drop that code one more time, just in case. Oh, I lost it. Sorry.
2, 1, brawl.
Yeah, this song is weird. Sorry, chat. I'll answer more questions in a hot sec. I just want to change whatever this song is because it's just weird. All right. Oh, you did, Wangana. You did play some twos against me. Yeah, if you have more questions about tips, we probably have time for like one more gameplay tip. Yeah, tips on improving movement after dash jump, fast falls, and feint jumps. I mean, those are like the core things. Other than that, it's just like moving well. That sounds so stupid. That's why I'm like, I don't know. I think a lot of people overhype technical things in your movement versus just being good at position.
Nice
That's
save,
my
bros.
opinion. Is that being able to dash jump fast fall is not as critical as being in a position like you can win by having good ground movement and just going for dash dances into down. In theory, that is a winnable thing. People do it. I'm sure there's plenty of people who have gotten through platinum doing just dash dancing on the ground with downline. So that's what, like, when someone asks about like what's the next technical movement thing, I just say just work on moving in as a whole. And that means like work on being in the right position. Work on being in a position to do whatever move you're thinking about, your combo starter, right? Your movement with your bow is going to be very different than your movement with your sword because you're going to be thinking about how to do a position for your bow downline. And so you want to be moving for that. Other than that, like, if you really want to have more in your movement, you still feel like, oh, you know what, my movement's wonky. Just try to like, how do I move? It's not, there's no like term for it, but it's just like, try to be able to ebb and flow. Try to do your Sares with like a fadeaway to it. This is something that I don't think a lot of people kind of don't remember as a thing, is that you're like, you can do like a fadeaway Sare. So versus like holding Sare forward versus like a Sare that you pull back afterwards can be very, very different. And so you want to be practicing like kind of that ebb and flow, just your spacing. At the end of the day, that's what movement's about, is about spacing. So you're able to you want to be practicing how to max range your moves or outrange other people's moves.
Hey, thanks for rotating. Awesome.
Nice.
All right. How's double wushang? How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Is that all right?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
it.
Oh no!
Uh-oh. All right, new lobby.
New lobby.
New lobby.
Yeah. Also, I think I just realized I was playing in Europe. What?
What?
I don't know. The room was like Europe.
All right. Well. All right, new lobby.
All right.
Chat. 3, 4, 6, 5, 6, 3. We have time for one more game. Where can you find a training partner? I know people who have found training partners via playing the game. So they'll play against someone and they'll go, hey, do you want to play some more? I've definitely had people who after a strikeout match have been like, hey, want to do some twos, and then just kind of like go from there. The other way is like externally. You can do it in this Twitch chat. Find someone to play with in this Twitch chat. Just honestly advertise yourself. Say like, hey, I'm a 1680 player. I play Val. Anyone want to play with me? And then maybe someone in chat will. Other options, Brawlhalla Discord, community Discord, Brawl League Discord. There's a bunch of communities out there. If you're a fan of a specific player, go into Egg Soup's community Discord and see if there's a looking for game channel, or just put in general, like say, hey, I'm about to go play some twos. Anyone want to play? Things like that are really good options. As long as you're not like, I can't say a bad word. As long as you're not rude about it or like overbearing, as long as you're just a friendly person and you're genuinely just looking for people to play with, then it should go fine. Just understand at the end of the day, like, whoever you're playing with is volunteering their time because they also want to find someone to play with. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay. Just be friendly with them because it's going to get you a lot farther.
There's a lot of great community Discords, honestly. Like, definitely join a couple, make some friends, you know.
For sure.
Nice. Oh, it's friendly. He can't help.
Did you get sniped? Yeah, I think you got sniped by Unfriendly, the person you just played with.
Really? Oh yeah, you're right.
I see someone in chat asking about colors and things like that. I can't really answer that. That's not really what the stream is about. But I will say that, like, at the end of the day, never say never. We can't promise that anything is gone forever or anything like that. Can't make friends on Brawl unless it's somebody you really know. Like I said, I think having a good starting point can help a lot. This is just a general life advice for if you're trying to make friends. It's kind of the difference between going out into the middle of the street and screaming, "Who wants to be my friend?" versus going to a billiards hall and finding someone who has a shared interest in billiards, which I don't know why that's what my brain jumped to, but yeah, so that's what I mean by going to, like, if you're a fan of Egg Soup, right, and then you'll have something that you can at least connect on in that regard and be like, hey,
yeah,
I also liked Egg Soup's most recent video and also like playing Reno. Do you like playing Reno? Let's talk.
I mean, there's a Brawlhalla Discord. I mean, that's a great place to start too.
Yeah.
You know, make some friends there, and then that's how it starts.
What's the thing that made you start getting better? Like, you started to do it and you said, well, this is what I was missing to start improving. I don't think it's ever been like a discovery in that regard as much as it's been like, for me personally, it's either like, going back to the earlier statement, which Surus didn't hear, about like finding a good training partner. It's like I played with one of my friends and they hit me with like 5 sword ground pounds and I go, okay, you know what? I'm being an idiot. Maybe I should stop doing this thing that gets me hit by 5 sword ground pounds. So that, I guess, would be like the closest thing to discoverability. But other than that, it's like I'll watch a player and go, oh, you know what? That was a really cool thing they did. Let me try doing that. That's more likely a thing that I'll do.
Just to add on, for me, I feel like there's never really one thing, you know, it's a constant thing. Like there was a while back, you know, it was like combos for me. I had to learn combos. That put a big increase in my skill. Recently, I think the one that I've been working on was my mental, and I feel like that's helped me a lot as well. You know, there's always room for improvement in different areas. I think it's kind of like you know, when you, and it goes back to the training partner. If they help you highlight what you're missing in your game, you know, that's how you can focus on something specific. I don't know if that sounded right.
No, yeah, that was really solid. All right.
GG.
That, I think, is gonna be it for the stream. What did you end at for your ones?
Oh, let me check real quick. It's the peak for sure, 1576.
Okay.
It's my
yeah, you
best
did
this
pretty
season.
good. Chat. There's a very real possibility that we get to see a Surus Plat, which means we're gonna drop a bunch of codes when that happens. We'll have a celebration. We'll have a pizza party. Everyone, you gotta bring your own type of pizza. Remember, to bring to pizza party. There's going to be one person who brings napkins and someone who brings paper plates. But other than that, everybody else has to bring some sort of pizza to the pizza party when we have that, when Surus hits plat. But for now, I think we're going to end stream. We're going to call it there because it's coming up on time. Remember, Heat Wave's around the corner. Parsec Invitational is around the corner. Sign up for the Summer Championship. I don't think there's much else to say. Surus, do you want to tell them the rundown of our streams while I find someone to raid?
All right, so we stream Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Mondays, we got the esports dev stream, 5 p.m. Eastern. Tuesdays is the dev hangout. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern. And Fridays, it's Duc and Surus. That's me and Duke. And we do learning streams. And you can always find all the information on brawlhalla.com/schedule. And it'll show up in your local time as well.
That reminds me, Monday is canceled.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
Thank
Monday,
you.
we're off for Memorial Day. So
Yes.
there will be no stream on Monday.
Correct. It's a holiday for us on Monday, so there will be no stream Monday. We'll come back on that Tuesday. So just keep that in mind. It shows it on brawlhalla.com/schedule, but we got to reiterate it in case people don't check that. I think the stream title itself will also say like, hey, there's not going to be a stream today. But just keep that in mind that Monday there will not be a stream. We'll have a stream on Tuesday. Anyways, I think we're going to raid Pavelski. Y'all know Pavelski at this point. Pavelski, fantastic person, streamer, great player in the EUC and current EU world champion. So give Pavelski love.
Tell him we said sus.
Yeah, tell him just spam sus in his chat. All right, goodbye.
All right, bye everybody.